uh okay guys, in this video we are gonna explain and do some interesting labs. We've arrived in module 5 for the BGP, and there is 17 of BGP Labs. We are gonna deep dive into the BGP in here. So we have to know about the BGP. BGP is the not like just IGP, not like routing another routing protocol. The BGP using the name is path. So this is the path vector, not like EGP. There is links that routing protocol, and also there is distance vector. The BGP using path vector as its tiebreaker, and also there is approximately 12 attributes in Cisco. In another vendor maybe there is just 11 attributes. In Cisco there is one attributes, the name is weight. It's just Cisco pri pri proprietary. So we are gonna doing this lab with lab first, basic BGP configuration. uh, we're gonna shoot this down first, so this, because I have using this with ISIS. Now we're gonna set up the lab with 3 routers and 2 autonomous system. 2 autonomous system. Ada. Okay, maybe I make some new BGP because I don't like to see bright. I set it to the dark, the background, then set this into 3, and then turn on all the router. So according to the picture, R1, R2 and R3. So R1, R2 and R3. Turn on all the router. We are gonna wait the router is completely booting up. You can see this. I can't type something else because it's still booting up. Mm. Okay. Okay. Need more little time again to complete. Okay. Now we can configure the router. So the task 1, configure BGP neighbor relationship between R1, R2, and R3. R1 should be in autonomous system 200, and R2 should be in autonomous system 100, and also R3 is same with the R1 autonomous system. Um, so we're gonna set the loopback, and then apply or assign the IP in the pointing to the R2 and R1 to each router. IP address 121.121.255.255.0. And don't forget no shutdown. Gigabit 0/1. No shutdown IP address 13.1. After that, we activate the BGP 100 for router 1. So in router 1 we okay, IS 200. Okay. Sorry. Router BGP 200, and then activate the interface, the BGP in each interface. So we're gonna activate it first into the loopback mask 25F, and then that pointing into the R3 and R2 to the R2 to R12.0 mask 255.255.255.0, also 30, to show what we have been advertised. To show IP protocols, you can type this for verification.
Hello everybody.
Show IP protocol. To
Protocol
show IP.
25.
After that, make the configuration again in router 2. Start with the loopback, and then pointing in the gigabit 0/0 that to the router 1 IP address 12. That no shutdown, no shutdown. Check the IP again. Okay, and then we activated the router BGP. Okay, also we have to neighbor. It will be 12.12.12.2
Kalau pengaruh bisa
remote 100. Also our neighbor will be 13.13.13.13.3 remote 200. Okay, router BGP 100, and then we advertise the network 2.2.2.2 mask 255.255.255.255. Also just advertise all the IP. Hmm, and then specify what is or who is the neighbor of our BGP. Okay, wait for the adjacency is up. Okay, after the adjacency up, so we are completely success. So we have configure router 3 too. Conf interface loopback IP address 3.3.3 interface gigabit 0/0 no shutdown IP address 232.3.3.3. Okay, there is some delay because I'm using VPN. uh, 255. Okay, maybe I will use my personal hotspot. Okay, the 0. The delay is too annoying. Nah, after that we check again because I forget which interface I have been configured. Okay, still delay. Maybe I just show IP interface brief. Okay, and then conf the interface gigabit 0/1 shutdown IP address 131.3.1.3.3 Okay. Okay. And then activate the router BGP because we are using this the same autonomous system with R1, so we are gonna using the 200 value. Then specify the neighbor and also don't forget to advertise the loopback mask 255 do show IP BGP neighbor, maybe IP BGP sum. Okay. We see the configuration in R2 because there is no adjacency showing up. Okay, because we just specify this one and then we go. Okay, the adjacency now is up. If we check the to show IP BGP sum, now the BGP table neighbor is going fill up and also up. All the neighbor is now up. We have received some for prefix received, and also we can check the BGP database table with do BGP. Wait, I forgot. Show BGP database. Oh, show IP BGP to see the database of BGP. You can see the prefix in here. The next hop is in here. So the path, because the BGP using path, if we see the BGP table database, it's going to show some path and also some of few of some of the tiebreaker or attribute using by the BGP. There is metric in attributes BGP and also local preference, weight. The weight, this is just Cisco proprietary. So if you see in the another vendor, you can see the one of the attributes in here, the weight. And then by default, if the roots is come from this router, it will set it with the higher weight. So the higher weight is this value, and then the next hop, if the next hop is filling up with 0.0.0.0, so it's identifies this roots is from this router, because you know to show IP interface brief. If we see the interface, so 2.2.2 is the loopback of the router 2, so it will be identifies the next hop is ourself. And also this is some interesting sign. If we see the I in here, I symbol in here, it means it's from internal BGP. Yes, and also all the by default it will be all set me by E. If we redistribute some from another routing protocol, it will be turned into the symbol like this. Just that is for lab one. We're gonna going to the lab 2, connecting BGP using loopback. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay, we are gonna connected BGP using loopback in eBGP or internal BGP. So by default, we have to know that if we connecting BGP using loopback, it will be allowed by default. If we connecting external BGP using loopback, we have to set it up with a BGP multi-hop. So we are just uh, redistribute it, configure it normally. We just exit and then no router BGP 200 to delete or remove the configuration from our lab before. Conf no router BGP 100 and also in R3 no router BGP 200, and then we are gonna set it the BGP into the autonomous system 100, router BGP 100, and then specify the neighbor, neighbor 13131303 remote 100, and also 112.1.2.1.2.2 remote 100. And then we have to specify that we want to make the update source or the source of our neighbor from the loopback. Up loopback, also specify in router 2, and then because we don't know how to get into the loopback in the router 2, if we check with duping, it will be impossible to get in there without IP route. Or maybe you want to set the internal gateway protocol or internal, yes, interior gateway protocol. So we have to set the routing static IP route to the 2 and then specify the next hop, uh, and then check again. Okay, and also for the loopback in router 3, looping 3 router 3 there. Okay, and then router BGP 100, we specify the neighbor remote 100, and then okay, and then specify that we want to make adjacency with the source of loopback. Also in here specify that in from loopback, I'm sorry, and then we have to make IP route to the loopback interface in L1 and R3, the duping 1.1.1. Okay, and also do IP route 3.3.3 to 3 do show run as BGP. Okay, Do show run update source loopback. Okay, this is looping 1.1.1.1 to clear IP BGP. Do show. Okay, I make some mistake in here because I say that I want to update source from loopback, but I specify the neighbor with the point to pointing. Okay, I'm really sorry. No, const, we troubleshoot this problem. No, no. If we do show run again. Okay, router BGP 100. Specify the neighbor with the loopback remote 100. Cannot. Okay, I'm sorry. This is router 1. So neighbor 3.3. And then we set the update source from loopback also for the 3.3.3 in here too. We remove the configuration first. No, no. Okay, do show run as BGP router BGP 100 and then specify the neighbor. Update source from loopback and then the neighbor 3. Okay, and then in router 3 router BGP 100 neighbor specify that remote 100 and then 2. Don't forget that update source from loopback also for this, and also don't forget to give IP static routing. IP route 2.2.2.2.255. Okay, the show IP BGP sum, and you can see we have been make some neighbor adjacency with using the loopback. There is the lab 2. We are going through into the lab 3 eBGP multi-hop. So as I mentioned before, by default, if we using internal BGP, it will by default it will allow the internal BGP make adjacency using the loopback interfaces. But in external BGP, there is some restrict or there is some rule because in iBGP internal BGP there is for IGP interior gateway protocol that's allow us to make adjacency with neighbor without not directly connected, but with external BGP we have to run the BGP. That's the rule number one in external BGP. It must directly connected. So if we want to use some using the loopback for the source of the neighbor adjacency, we have to set the we have to tell the router that we using the multi-hop, because the loopback is counting to hop. So first one, it will be going in into the router and then going in into the loopback interface of the router. Maybe we just set it so this will be wipe and also it will be turned off the router. Okay, what's happening? This maybe my VPN is got some problem. Okay, not want to connect with the VPN. Ada.
Where is the problem? The problem is I typo when I make the prefix list. It's supposed it should be my prefix list is CCNP Pfizer. And here
Aduh, why is not want to connect?
that is why nothing changing here. Let's remove and make again. No and prefix list here.
Maybe I pause the video first
I
and
and
then
trying to
continue. If I have
and after
my VPN is
verification. Verification.
going good again. Okay,
Okay,
yes, I just wait for
this verification will filter
approximately just 10
user now.
seconds, and then
This
my VPN
using
is
prefix list.
going
If you before didn't
work with
happen,
well again.
didn't happen, and I didn't happen
We
before.
set the
When I
two router
typing the prefix list.
as in
Okay,
the
I thought
topology.
it's my bad. Okay, I think that is from me for the left fine. We will see you in the left video. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oh, now the task 1, configure BGP relationship between R1, configure IS100, establish neighbor relation between peers that are not directly connected. You are allowed to create a static route on each router to accomplish
Paten,
this.
obat paten.
Okay. We're gonna wait for the booting up.
Karena ini ujung-ujung kan kalau mandi gitu. Iyalah harus yang orang itu. Iya. Oh iya.
Okay. Uh, because the router is completely boot up, we setting the loopback first, and then the interface. I shut down IP address 192.1.255.255, and also what again? Just directly. Oh, okay, wait. I want to see the task first. So in R1 S100 router BGP, and then neighbor 2 remote 200. We gonna make adjacency from our loopback, and also EBGP multi hub. So because the hub is two, one is going through the router, and also one again into the loopback interface of the router 2. We set the EBGP multi hub into the 2, and then the same in the router 5. Show IP interface brief, make sure that all the interface is up. Okay. Conf interface loopback IP address 2.2.2.255. IP address 12.2/24. Gonna shut down again. Router BGP 200. Specify the neighbor. Remote 100. Ada. Maybe I want to make some uh what? Maybe I want to tell you, or maybe uh, experiment if we set the if we know EBGP multi-hop. So by default, we BGP TTL or time to life it's set to 1 by default. So we have in if we set the EBGP multi-hop, actually we just turn the TTL is what value with our value that our configure. What neighbor 1 and also update source loopback. The show run SPGP. Okay, the show run SPGP. You can see the adjacency never going to happen. Why it's happening? If we check with the Wireshark, we will check the BGP time to life. Okay. Okay, there's some problem with the Wireshark. Wait. I try. BGP. Okay. What's happening again? Oh yes, because I use this. Do clear IP BGP. Okay, there is no BGP packets. If we CDP to show network 1.2.1.2.0 mask 252.5.2.5.0 Fios 5 do clear IP BGP. Okay, maybe we have to set. Oh, okay. I forget to set the IP route to the. Nah, what is this? Okay, this is IRP. Nah, you can see in here TCP. So because BGP using port 176 179, you can see this time to life is 2. If we know this neighbor, uh, router BGP, router BGP 100, no neighbor, and then we check again. Where is the BGP? Do clear IP BGP. You can see there is no BGP packet because it will uh we see the TTL in enter. This is time to life just 2. You can see the port 179. So the BGP using port 179 and it's using TCP because it's want to reliable the packets TCP. Okay, maybe we can see, as you can see that the TTL is into, if we set the eBGP multi-hop into the tree, it will be sent again, and as you can see the time to life now turn into the tree. And if you just typing the eBGP multi-hop, it's supposed to be 255 the multi-hop, the time to life, you can see. And it's not recommended that you type without the value of the multi-hop, because we can get some problem if we make some neighbor adjacency with not legitimate router. If the some router have loopback with the address 2.2.2, and don't forget, in router 5 we specify that eBGP multi-hop, and then IP route. Wait for the adjacency. Now the adjacency is up. To verify this, just tap do show IPBGP sum, and this is the notify that it's up. Okay, we've been success in the lab 3. Going into the lab 4, eBGP multi-hop load balancing. So the task is, we are gonna load balance the traffic in here, and actually in BGP by default, if two there are two routes, and then with the same metrics and the same destination, it will be load balance by default and using round robin load balancing. So we're gonna just add some one link again between R4 and R5, and then do show IP interface brief. Good, we put it in here so I can see the interface. Interface gigabit 0/1 no shutdown IP address. I want to set it 1.2.1.2.1.255.255.255.0, and then also in here no shutdown IP address, do ping for make sure that okay, we've been success. Mm, 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 mm. Configure a BGP show IP interface brief. Okay, to show run as BGP in the router BGP configuration. We advertise the point-to-point link, and also nah, after that we check again too in here, router BGP 200, advertise that the link point to point. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Do trace route going into the 1.1.1. Okay, make IP route also in 1.1.1.1 that using this IP route. To show IP BGP. Okay, just the same. And also advertise that network in the router BGP 200, network 1 2 ah to show IP BGP. Nah, you can see there's the two router in here. You show IP BGP sum, you show IP route, do trace route, uh, do trace route. You can see it will be doing the load balancing. Now into the lab 5. Okay, now we are gonna get into the attribute next hop. So this is for the IBGP. We want to explain a little of this. So if the BGP IBGP or internal BGP peering, the next hop that's R2 advertise. If the R3 want to going to the R1, it will be advertised to the R3, but the next hop is still in this interface. Okay, we are gonna continue our lab about BGP next hop attributes.
telnet IP
We are gonna set up the topology first and wipe.
layer 1 using port
Also, I want to delete the
055
this node.
and R2 is used with port 56 telnet 1921
That, that
C
prepare three router
is 0
and then connect it together.
and if the dialog showing like this, you can ignore it and say no. And also in layer 2, starting for the
We're gonna explain what
just
this
connect
BGP
to 0
next hop
and
attributes mean.
go into configuration mode, pass name L1, if IP address is greater than 1, IP
And
address
wait.
is equal to and 1 255 equals 0,
Nah,
and no shortcode,
we're
and
gonna
go
set
to
up the BGP like normally. Okay,
notification off,
it's booting.
IP address and subnet,
And maybe I want to pause the video first
okay,
until the
and
booting is complete.
IP router,
Okay, now
ISS,
the all the
and
router
following
is
folder IP
completely booting
protocol
up.
in this router,
We set it
and
just
device
like usually
configuration.
interface and also
Now you
the
see
loopback.
there are two levels, level 1 and level 2. Level 1 is for the connection
Just see what
between
I'm
some
configure
level
because I
person
don't
area.
like actually I
Level
don't
2
like
is for
to talk too much.
connection different area. ISIS circuit type level 1, and then
And we
interface
set up the BGP.
interface 1
Wait,
IP
we see
interface.
the task first. Configure BGP on the
ISIS
router as per above
circuit
scenario.
type
Okay,
level 1,
BGP AS 100
and we define for the area
neighbor.
MAC it for the ISIS or VNAC.
Neighbor remote 200.
Define for the level type level 1. After that, going to the router view, we enter
Loopback.
0/0. Advertise this IP router IP router ISIS and define for the level ISIS circuit type level 1. Now program to the system 0/1
Okay.
IP router filter ISIS and define for the ISIS circuit type level 1 and configuration for the area in this ISIS protocol. Router ISIS
Remote 100
129
and also to
14440 150 and
200.
and configure for the type is type level block and do run for step for verification you can check the routing table in each router to show there is IP 20 in the router 1, and also two supposed to be there is IP 10.
Okay. Now when we want to, or I want to explain what is the difference if we type some BGP next hop self attribute next hop self. So by default, if you see the show IP BGP to see the database, you can see the next hop in the 1.1.1. The next hop is 12.12.12.1. If we check our table, routing table, we have no idea for the network 12.12.12.1. You can do two methods. The first method is you can advertise it through the router 2.12, I mean 12.12.12 minus 255.255.255.0. If we check to show IP route, it will be appear in here, and we can what we can ping the 1.1.1. Okay, it still can, because R1 is doesn't know, still doesn't know about R3, so we have to configure and in R3 and also in R1. But if you want to simple in here, you just type no in here, and then neighbor through here next hop self. Nah, as we see in the BGP database table, it will, okay, still not. Okay, do clear IP BGP soft. Nah, as you can see in here, before if we know typing the next hop self, the next hop is that R2 advertised just from R1, so the next hop is 12.12.12.1. If we type next hop self attribute, it will change the next hop into itself, the router itself, that advertising this network to another IBGP pairing. So if we ping the 1.1.1.1, okay, still not. Wait, ini udah punya. Do show IP route, and also we type next hop self in do ping to do clear IP BGP soft. Do ping 1.1.1.1.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Right.
Hello my friend. Welcome
Trace
to
route
BGP Lab.
1.1.1.1.
In this video we will continue our live session in the router I.
Do
In
ping
protocol I.
3.3.3.3.
You following my previous video, you just have done with the live one.
Hmm.
I have done configure the SAS in single area. So that brings us done with configuration, and I was documented by my own work. So in the right side, this is my first configuration. I was recreate the official documentation
Wait,
into
I
my
want to check.
application.
Mm, 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 mm.
So the topology
For
will still
IGP, the
use the
protocol set
routers.
should be carried into a BGP.
You can open your Pinab Lab. First, choose this.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay,
So
from router
for
BGP
starting
100,
ini, I think white for the reset
yeah,
of
the show run
TCP here.
as
Also
BGP
router 2, white.
with the advertise
And after I wipe, I start pinging it again.
the
Router 2
here.
starting it again.
Tut, tut, tut,
Okay.
tut.
And then you can open up your mobile extern and trying to getting connection to both. Okay. Wait a minute until the booting is success processing. Okay, just a minute.
Okay, if we ping,
Just a minute, guys.
do clear IP BGP soft. Aduh,
Okay, if the dialog
do
something like
show
this
IP
and it connects to the
interface brief.
terminal,
Do show IP. Do
and
show
after
run
that,
as BGP. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Do show IP root.
in the other one, like as previously earlier, you can
Do
here
ping
on the
1.1.1.
starting
Okay,
enable config
and also in here do ping
setting
three
purpose
three three
and
three.
give the IP address in interface Ethernet 0/1. Interface Ethernet 0/1,
If we
enable the port of triple
remove the
GC1
next hop
and
self, what
Wi-Fi
will be happen?
3.0, and no shutdown for power up the interface. Then we go to interface Ethernet 0/0. Interface
Do
Ethernet
show
0/0 plus
IP
interface name
BGP.
and no shutdown for power on. No shutdown. Okay, so next
Do
we go
clear
to next to
PBGP soft.
config we have name with IP and go to the interface Ethernet 0/1. If IP address is 4.2 Wi-Fi no shutdown. Then we configure for the interface Ethernet
Oh,
0/0.
I got it. I got it. So if we remove
Interface
the
Ethernet 0/0
this
give IP address with 20
parameter
and starting point
and
and set it
also this parameter,
and set it the first config. Okay, that's it for the config.
and then we
And we are going to the
advertise
main configuration,
through
which is
here
configure the ICS
mask
to IPS.
255
And the other one, go to the interface Ethernet
and then
0/0.
net
You'll
3.3.3
advertise this
mask
interface
255
IP router ICS.
and then
And for the
also
IPS interface is using
still
level
neighbor
1. Fine. And go to
neighbor
next interface
do
to
clear
network.
IP BGP
I will
soft.
advertise the network in
Show IP root,
IP
show IP
Ethernet
BGP.
ICS. And the host is
Show
setting
IP BGP.
router 2.
Nah,
And I wanted to use
it's supposed to be wicked.
area. I have to
Okay,
configure this
wait,
interface with
scan
level
me.
2. So I just write in here IP ICS router 2.
I
And
still don't
set
know in
the
here, but
type
in my mind it's supposed to be can't,
for 2.
because it's we are
Next,
advertising this
after
through BGP.
now in here and enable
Ping
one,
source
2,
loopback.
and set.
Nah,
Another one we have done,
we
and
have
we can
to source the
first
loopback,
one
because if we giving the packet
next
by default, it will be giving it by
router
this interface
ISNS,
address,
and this
and
one
then
is
in the first one just know about
next.
the loopback to show
First
IP
try
BGP.
enable one
Yeah, you can see that
and go to the
it just know about the
first
loopback,
one.
do not know about the
I did it.
uh, this pointing address,
ISNS
and
secure
also the in R1. If
data
we
like one
check the to show IP route,
set.
there is no entry for
Save.
23.23.23.3.0.
Then after we was configure for the interface for the
Okay,
interface
so the lab 5
here
is successful, and then we are going to lab
the
6 origin attribute. What is it, origin attribute?
after one
So
router ISNS
there is three
so
origin in the BGP.
mine
If I show you, that will be like this:
or configure
conft route map,
and 01
route map.
is 5
There is
level 1
three
2
set
and then set
set
and go to origin
origin. There is three origin.
for
The first is IGP, and also in incomplete,
2
and the last one is actually AGP,
so
but it's not support again because AGP is developed before,
type
or created, or
one
show before the BGP is
and
created.
after get
So
set we have to
the AGP is the old version of the
verify
BGP, and now
verify
just
the
BGP
IP is
implement in
30.0.1
this word.
and show the IP
The AGP,
first
the first AGP is the name
save
we call AGP, and
then
after it's developed
we go to the source
or updates, the name is BGP, Border
and as you
Gateway
can see
Protocol.
we get the IP in the router 1 into the router
No internet
IP
access.
from R1 into the router 2 and IP router 2 into the router 1 and because
Why no
we use
internet
the level
access?
2 the size will be used
I pause first. Okay, we continue again about
so
origin
we
attribute.
have to configure the
As
RSS
I say, as I said
define the
before,
ISNS and
uh,
also
we just gonna get rid of the BGP in the router 3.
we configure
Maybe I won't close this.
and this line
I don't use that. Conft
and then
conft no router BGP 200. Nah,
I think we have to
we
just
see the task.
copy
Do
this
not
format this
advertise 30.0.0 on R3 in BGP. Instead, create a static route on R2 to reach 30.0.0 via 2.2.2 and redistribute the
then
static
we
route
go to the router SPM
with
router
BGP.
ISNS
Okay,
and next
so from here, if we do
and
ping
also
3.3.3.3, we can't reach it after I
and this time
make some routing static,
see. So
and
like
then
that, and then something like that.
next hop
And from loopback,
looping. Okay, and then we want to redistribute this thing into the BGP redistribute static.
but
Yes,
and do yeah.
do show IP BGP.
And for verification, you can see in the result of
Mhm.
the showing here.
Do show
It's
IP route.
supposed to be only IP
Oh, we see the different
for
in
this
here.
G.
Do show IP BGP.
So
Hmm. Do in
supposedly have
3.3.3.3.
each information about the network. But
Still,
because it's a
oh, okay,
conversation,
okay, okay. Do clear IP BGP.
and then the
Solve.
network will also be. But
Also in here,
but
do clear
we can
IP
implement that.
BGP.
We also
Solve.
can ping to the network.
Nah, after that,
Okay.
do show IP BGP.
We can ping also. Instead we
Do ping
didn't have the
3.3.3.3.
routing in the
Okay.
particular, but we have
Why
information about the
the
deep private link.
do show
That's why you can
IP
ping
route?
to that. But
Do
we
ping.
have some rules.
We
Okay
see do
guys, maybe
show
if you
run.
follow the lab 3, we're just trying to some restriction in the OSPF multiple area.
3.3.3.
Okay guys,
Okay.
maybe that's all for me. If you have something
Redistribute
please
static.
let me know. That's all me.
Redistribute
Let's say
static. Do show
Assalamualaikum
IP
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
BGP. Do clear IP BGP. Do show IP BGP. Eh,
Same this guy says go. It seems like he no, there's one problem.
do show run
He's
as
also
BGP.
here.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Get rid of these things.
Keep going.
Uh, no, no. Ah, do show IP BGP. Okay, we still not get the advertisement from the R2. We do show IP IP do show run. And then get rid of these two. Okay. Wait, wait, wait. Mm, okay. Mm, mm, mm. Ah, you can see after we redistribute, this is the origin. So this is the identifies the origin of the BGP in BGP. I mean, so if the sign is like apa ya, question mark, if the symbol is like question mark in here, So it's mean that it's from redistribute from another routing protocol, redistribute to BGP. If the sign is question mark like this, if the sign is I like this, it's from our neighbor. It's same BGP using the same protocol, that is BGP. Instead it's whether is IBGP or maybe external BGP, the origin will be E forever. Now going to the next lab 7, settings is await attribute. So we